This is Wandering Universe. Today, I'll be exploring another unfamiliar pyramid that stands out in formation. We're going to the northern region in China. So, let's go exploring. This is Earth, as you can see, from space, and we are in the Milky Way galaxy. This is our only home. Where else can we go? Well, we're yet to find out in the near future, but right now, we need to look after this place with a lot of TLC. Today, we're going to move this big blue marble around and explore another country. Same one, but different area. So, as I move this big blue marble around, here we are, we're back in China. That's right. A little bit overcast, a little bit cloudy today in the northern parts. And as you can see, this is space and we are in the Milky Way. And you can see by this dusty cluster right here on this side of the screen. So come with me, come on in. Let's go exploring. Okay, we're going in. So I'm just going to move this little ball around. Yep, move the Earth around a bit. So this is China, as you can see. Lots of provinces, lots of little townships surrounding the big continent, as you can see. Now, I'm going to go in a little bit closer. This is Xi'an, where my arrow is circling. That was the township where it had lots and lots of pyramids, including the Great White Pyramid, which is today's Maoling Pyramid that I showed you in the previous video. But we're not going there today. We're going somewhere else. We're going further up north. Now, this little township hasn't been very easy to locate. It's somewhere around here. So I'll go in a little bit closer. Actually, go a little bit closer. So that's North Korea, that's South Korea, and it's sharing this border right here with China. Going a little bit closer. Now, what you see here is actually the volcanic crater, and I'm going to be talking about this much later on in the video. So, we'll go in a little bit closer. Very mountainous, very green terrain. Quite pretty too, from the air. Okay, now, I'm going to type in this little pyramid. It's a cutie that we're going to visit today. So, I'm going to give it a name. Oops. Right, and here we go. So here we are. As you can see, there's a lot of greenery. Very country, farmland, agricultural. And it's probably quite peaceful too at the same time, as you can see. Now, you must be wondering, is it nestled in this thick, dense forest of trees? No, it's not there. I'm going to show you exactly where it's located. So I'll just move this compass around and I'll just find it for you. See this little structure right here? That's where we're going to visit today. I'll go in a little bit closer. And there it is. Pyramids, pyramids, pyramids. There are pyramids everywhere along the celestial equator. How about that, eh? It's an explorer's dream to wander the earth, exploring these majestic feats of pyramidal engineering. They are all one of a kind in far out places that are at times not easily accessible. The more we venture out to the great unknown, the more we see pyramids crop up in hidden places in the nooks and crevices along the celestial equator. Yes, believe it or not, there is a pyramid in the Mississippi Valley in the south of the United States, France, and Samoa, Polynesia, Even Japan is even having their notoriety underwater. Mexico, like Temple of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza in Mexico City, is known for its custom flat-top pyramids, but this one in the northeastern region of China really tickles my fancy. Yes, it is actually a Chinese-Korean pyramid. Why is it so? Well, for starters, it's located right near the border of North Korea. It's a place called Xi'an in China. This pyramid is also known as the Guaoguli Pyramid of Xi'an. At the moment, both continents will steer clear from each other like your mother's bad 80s hairdo. It has adopted other names like Zhang Kongshong Pyramid, Pyramid of the East, and the Tomb of the General. It's known for its layered stone steps, similar to that of other step pyramids here. Legend has it that it was built during the Goguryeo dynasty. Here is a Google Earth scene. It's been a difficult task finding the correct location, but I actually managed to find it. It's in the northern region of China, sharing the border with North Korea. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to zoom out. If you have a look here, that's where the little pyramid is situated. That's where the river is. And as you can see this line that says North Korea? That's the border. It's located in the township of Pixabay near the Xi'an Grape Association area, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're coming in. There's the Grape Association place. It's probably wine country there, so they must plant a lot of grapes of all sorts. Okay, so the next township from here, as you can see, just go out a little bit. So that's Pixabay, and the next township, if I got this one right, that's right. The next township, which is this one here, just next door to Pixabay, is the Shushan, which is this one right here. It's mostly farmland surrounded by beautiful mountain terrain, which looks lovely from a distance. That stretches for kilometers. It's several kilometers from the Yalu River, as I showed you before. So here's the river, there's the border, China, and this is North Korea, believe it or not. And they share this river. How inconvenient. So now you've actually seen the true location. It hasn't been very easy to find, but I finally found it. Let's go exploring in the actual pyramid itself. So let's zoom right in, shall we? Let's zoom right in and have a good sticky beak. Okay, there is, oh, it's a cutie, this little pyramid. It's such a little gorgeous darling from the air. And there it is, right in front of you. So let's go exploring this little cutie pyramid itself. This cutie pyramid, as I call it, is small in stature and made from orange yellowish limestone. This pyramid is one of the most perfectly preserved in all of China. Many others are mostly made of packed earth or clay that has cemented hard over the thousands of years. And I'm still scratching my head over this. This meticulous pyramid shows its original intention displayed in its appearance and form. The base length is measured at 31.6 meters on each side, and the height is 12.4 meters. As you can see, each stone block has been precisely cut into a rectangular shape and neatly stacked, grouped to a triangular arrangement. At first glance, it may seem like a human-made structure, right? But upon close examination, the construction methods and techniques applied to align each stone block is almost exact precision. Whoever built this miniature structure knew pyramidal structure complexes to the core. If you dare yourself to go for a climb and your fitness level is terrific, you'll see a center opening near the top level. There are 12 types of obelisks carefully placed around the tier base. Some say they are monoliths, but in this instance, I'd say they are obelisks in its upright stance. It's interesting to see that they are placed neatly on the outer walls, not stand alone like smack bang in the centre of a plaza, for example. The lower layers begin wide, then contracts as it gets to the flat top apex. There are 7 layers you can climb step by step in your own time that reaches to a flat top grassy mound. From there, you'll get a nice panoramic view of the township and surrounding green mountains. There is one stone block that stands out from the rest of the oddly shaped obelisks. It is measured at 2.7 metres wide by 4.5 metres high. Out of the 12 obelisks, 4 are called guardian stones. Who are they guarding? Anyway, compare the size of that one stone block leaning against the pyramid wall to the person walking past it. They are very big, and I imagine to them to be very heavy in weight. What's uniquely different about this pyramid is that it sits at a cardinal point in the night sky. It orientates to the north at an angle of 314.16 degrees. If you can manage yourself to squeeze in your body into this tight little passage, you will witness a tiny chamber, and this is one chamber that is unlike the other pyramids in Egypt. The story goes that this pyramid used to be used as a tomb. This is just legend talking. No human remains have ever been found, but it's been given a name, the Warden's Tomb, or Pichong, which is surprisingly intact inside. Sadly, I have not found one video online that talks about this cutie pyramid, so allow me to do the honours. This burial chamber housed over the centuries 3 kings who conquered the northernmost of the 3 Korean kingdoms. A king named King Zhengsu or Zhengsu, 413 AD. There is not one drawn picture of him anywhere, like he didn't even exist. He was buried inside this chamber, which derived the name Zhengkongshong, aka Juni 10, as the general's tomb. So, this guy was really going places. Then there is another story that it was built to honour King Kwang Kito the Great from 374 to 113 AD. I was in luck to find this picture. The construction commenced during the ancient Goguryeo Empire, who ruled Korea and parts of eastern China. What's interesting is that a nearby stone pyramid that existed, but it was destroyed. All that is left is the foundation wall's base at 40 meters in length. Then another story was told through Chinese whispers that it was built during the Goguryeo period 500 AD. Unfortunately, all these tombs' openings were left vulnerable for tomb raiders and no artifacts were ever found. And yes, there is, believe it or not, another stone step pyramid in Shandong, China, and it's measured at 50 feet tall. Back to the cutie pyramid. This stone sarcophagi inside the chamber points to the volcanic crater of Paektu or Mt.Paektu, with a crater lake at an altitude of 2,500 meters. This volcanic crater of Paektu or Mt.Paektu is nestled in the Baekdu Daegan and Changbei ranges. Here is a video that shows this majestic mountain.
Well, here we are at the top, Mt.Paektu, 20th of September 2015. We just arrived here on the funicular. That was a very interesting ride. It's a great view of the lake. Some of the guys are getting cell phone receptions here from China, making calls. We're on the Chinese border, so that is possible. And we're going to head up now, the final hike all the way to the top. That is about a half-hour hike from here. It's incredible. It's fabulous.
I think would you be much.
So this is about the halfway point, I'd say. We've got about another 500 feet to go to the top. It's a good hike, good incline. What a absolutely fabulous view we've got here. It's a crystal clear day. Behind us, on the other side of the lake, is mainland China. So it's quite sparsely inhabited in this particular part of the country. And today there are some DPRK residents enjoying the view with us. And we couldn't have asked for a nicer day, really. Just absolutely fabulous. Last time we were here at this particular spot, there were terrific Chinook winds blowing up the side of the mountain, and you had to be very, very careful not to be blown off your footing. Not the case today, but as you can see, we're probably, I'm going to estimate 1,000 feet above the surface of the lake at this particular elevation. So, 1,700 feet? Yeah. So when those Chinooks blow up here, they're quite fierce.
I think we're at 8,000 feet above sea level.
8,000 above sea level.
Back to the stone sarcophagi. Now, let's examine this photograph for a moment. It's impossible to fit a very tall person inside one of these little beauties. Unless these kings were miniature in stature, these stones laid about on the ground are huge and heavy to carry. There is no indication of the nearby quarry sites that transported these big stone blocks. Sure, it looks all disarranged, or it may have been left as it were for thousands of years. Who knows? It's not exactly a perfectly laid kitchen tiling DIY. These stone blocks are heavy, maybe weighing between 10 to 30 tons each. That's my theory. Check out the back wall. Each stone block was precisely cut with a device invented for precision cutting. This is a clean stack of blocks. The arrangement is orderly. Not even a pin or credit card could slot through the gap. It's a tight fit. The question is, who built it? We don't know. No one knows for sure how on earth they managed to acquire the blueprint, let alone engineering schematics, to work out how to build a pyramidal structure during the Goguryeo dynasty. Many of the pyramids spread out in China were made of clay, hardened over the thousands of years. How can that be possible to withstand the harsh weather environments through the centuries? The design layout allied to the layered pyramids in South America and Giza pyramids. It seems that this architecture was franchised across the celestial equator to align each pyramid to the correlation of stars, some kind of star map such as the Orion constellation. What contrasts this pyramid to most pyramids in China, it uses a code-bearing scientific instrument. It uses the coding the equatorial size of the Earth plus navigation across the oceans of the planet. It calculates speed of Earth's rotation each hour that leads to understanding an accurate chronology system for measuring the daily passage of time. Here is a video that explains this.
The star compass is amazingly an ingenious tool. Even though you would say that they don't know mathematics, when you do geometrically start to understand how this thing works, it's a mathematical kind of ingenious way of seeing the world. So say you imagine that you're looking at a star compass that's theoretical on a piece of paper, like you're a satellite looking down. It's still 360-degree circle, divided in 32 so-called even houses, star houses, which comes out to 11.25 degrees. North is Akao, and then south is Hema, and then east is Hikina, and then Komohana. So you create the quadrants by those four star houses, and then it evenly places northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast.
So, if this pyramid is measured at 31.58 meters on each side, well, then the obelisks were not intended for a dress corsage. Leaning against the base, the tallest is 4.5 meters by 2.7 meters. The pyramid square base is offset by 314.16 degrees. This means it's orientating towards north, just like the pyramids in Giza. This cutie of a pyramid is far more than a user-friendly open-air museum relic. It's using a factorable number system, taking everything in nature into consideration when building a pyramid. Just like these pyramids right here. The Menkaure and Master Bus pyramids share one thing in common. It's exclusive step design. It's one of a kind and it's shared across other continents like Mexico and Egypt. Even the chambers are complementary in mould enclosure. Each stone is flawless and precisely cut, neatly stacked without any gaps. The way I see it, this pyramid is pointing north and aligned with the volcanic crater perfectly. One must wonder, how on earth did they know? Compasses didn't come onto the scene until several thousand years later after the last ice age. The Chinese were the inventors of a magnetic compass using a wooden bowl filled with water. Here is a video that demonstrates this technique of navigating the stars. If this pyramid manifested to bury the dead, then it was obviously used for another purpose. Here is a video that explains its constellation alignment.
If you go from north to east, in that quadrant, that is Ko'olau. Then if you go from east to south, that's going to be Malanai. And then south to west, that's going to be Kona. And then from west back to north, 360s, that's going to be Ho'olua. There's 7 star houses with each quadrant. It'd be La, Aina, Noyo, Manu, Nalani, Naleo, and Haka. If you multiply that by the 4, that's 28, plus the cardinal points. That's how you get the 32. Haka. You can take it from the northeast and fold it into the southeast. You can take it from the northeast, you can fold it into the northwest. In reality, when you're at sea, that star compass is your ocean horizon.
The tallest obelisk leaning against the base is 4.5 meters. It is a measure of a lunar year, 354.375 days a year. Width is 2.7 meters, converts to 106 days of the year. This measurement also incorporates the lunar and solar eclipses that occur every 7.2 lunar years and 7 solar years. There is also a large obelisk-style stele that was attributed to King Kwankito. Okay, so my examination of this cutie is clear. It was used as a star map calendar. Think of it as a star date system in Star Trek.
Captain's log, stardate 1513.1.
The Gregorian calendar, as complicated as it looks, doesn't apply when voyaging into space. If space travel into the unknown becomes a trendy thing in the near future, then celestial star mapping will come very handy with it when it comes to star charting our first course in space. This Polynesian Star Compass can chart the course of Earth's natural progression in line with the universe. Whoever built this little wonder retained a vast knowledge on meteorology, weather patterns, constellation of the stars, quantum mathematics, and builders that knew the movement of the star's precise positioning. Now, from here, I'm going to move out. Right, I'm going to move out. So, remember this little location. I'm going to move out, further away, and I'll show you the crater, the volcanic crater. It's not very far from Pixabay Township. So I'm just going to move out. From here. Now, keep an eye on this little red marker. Okay, I'm going to go out a little bit further. Keep an eye on this red marker. We're almost there. Don't worry, kids. We're almost there. Okay. Here's the township right here where the tomb of the General Pyramid is situated. Now, this is the crater. This pyramid right here points directly towards the crater. It has some sort of spiritual significance. The Koreans share some sort of superstitious belief that it gives them protection from evil spirits and all this sort of stuff. So this pyramid right here was constructed purposely to point directly towards this volcanic crater for possibly a mechanical, mathematical reason. But I'll talk about that later down the track when I talk about pyramids around the celestial equator. This pyramid is pointing directly north, not the actual north that we know in modern day mathematics, geometry, the actual true north that aligns with the celestial equator. And when I mean the celestial equator that travels from Easter Island to the pyramids in Xi'an all the way to Egypt. And I'm going to show you in a moment. Now, we're going to go to this lovely crater and we're going to zoom right in. You're going to see something really nice. Now, before I go in, it's called Heaven Lake. This is Paektu Mountain. And as you can see, once again, China shares a border with North Korea. How inconvenient. Well, it's not my problem. So, I'm not here to resolve their political inconveniences. That's a bureaucratical take on their governmental department. Okay, look at that. Look how beautiful this volcanic crater is. Just look at it. It is quite majestic. It's really a sight for sore eyes. Okay, I'm going to go in closer and have a look at it. Look at this. Look at this. So I'll give you a 3D view. So I'll come out a little bit. As you can see, this is what it looks like. Lovely. And the water is pristine. If you go there on a sunny day, from the reflection of the sun, the color of the water can be a lovely deep blue. It's not exactly this blue that you see from the satellite, but when you're there, it's a lovely beachy ocean aqua deep type of blue that you see on the coast of Hawaiian beaches. I'm going to go in on a 2D level and I'll just let you have a look. Soak it in. Okay, from here, just going to point the compass back where it is. Beautiful. So, we've been there now. Now I'm going to go further away. Here we go, here we go. We're going to go further away, further away. Now, remember, this is pointing to true north. If you want to study true north and you've got time, see for it yourself. Research it, make up your own mind. Okay, now remember this spot. Going to show you something really interesting. We're going to go further away. All right, see this red little marker? That's where the tiny little cutie pyramid is. Okay, now, it goes directly in line right here. See where my arrow is pointing to Xi'an. Whereas what's in Xi'an? The pyramids. Okay, I'm going to go out further now. Okay, I'm going to go out further. I'm going to show you something. Okay. There's Xi'an. Now, have a look. There's a little pyramid right there. There's Xi'an. Now, watch my arrow. I'm going across to Mongolia, Afghanistan, Iran, over Saudi Arabia, and I'm going right where, that's right, you guessed it, where the pyramids are. How did they know that this is the true celestial equator to build their pyramidal structures? How did they know? It is absolutely incredible. It was mind-blowing when I first discovered it, but there it is, right there. Xi'an goes in line with the pyramids here in Giza. How about that, eh? Meaning, all these pyramids were built as interstellar communication satellite stations and a whole lot more. It was staring at us right in the face all along. Will it cause a massive disruption to our daily lives? Well, if you're travelling out into space, yeah. Routine is like being drowsy with peace. You'll never snap out of it. So, why not throw right in a new calendar guided by the stars so we can all enjoy that nice regular barbecue get-together every 1 light year. Sweet. In the next video, I'll be looking at another pyramid that was commissioned by the Emperor Xin Shi Huang. That's all for now.